Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Hello to my busted babies. All 381 of you. Hey y'all, I'm back, bitches. If sickness and infirmity and death thought they could hold me down, bitch, ain't a virus in this world, sinus or otherwise, cold, flu, COVID, corona, Heineken, you know what I'm saying, MD 2020, ain't none of that shit strong enough to hold a queen down. Anyways, guys, I'm back. I'm a little bit better. If I look extra ugly, it is probably the sickness that is still lingering on my face. Y'all, I hope y'all don't notice how raw my nose and the top of my lip is, because Eddie Murphy raw. I literally had to lather my face in shea butter for the past 2 days because I just didn't want to look like I got drug on my face through the concrete. And I signed with the new brokerage today, and they wanted to schedule a photo shoot for headshots, and I was like, you wanna you wanna do a photo shoot? When? We gotta push this thing back another week so I could have time to heal, honey. Y'all not finna do no headshots on me looking like looking like I got COVID. No, my nose is raw, and it's, you know, it's got scabs and stuff. From tissue, y'all. All that tissue. I went through 3 rolls of tissue in the past 3 days. That's a lot of tissue. That's a lot of tissue. And I can't even say that I've only been using tissue. I was using 3 rolls of tissues, paper towels, when I didn't want to run out of all that, because a little Kleenex and stuff, all of that leakage I had going on from my sinuses, I needed something strong. I had to get a towel. I was blowing my nose with a literal cloth towel at some point. So yeah, my nose is like a freshly circumcised raw. But anyways, I'm back. I'm well enough to be back. I actually have a really big boost of energy today. I threatened to fight my friend Natasha several times because I hadn't heard from her all day. And when I finally did, I said, if it's beef, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Don't just ghost me, because we can fight and then just, you know, work it out, or we can fight and leave well enough alone. But either way, pull up, sis. Because where you at? You ain't checked on me all day. She was going through some things though. But anyways, I hope you guys have been well. I had to ramble because I've been gone since Tuesday. I think that's the last time. No, you guys saw me last on Monday. That was actually the first day that I was sick. And so if I was like wiping my nose, or if I was sniffing and I sounded congested, that's why. Monday I was sick. By the time I got home Monday night, even after I finished doing that reading for you guys, I was like, help. And I still had to do a service for a client, a subscriber turned client. I had to push through and do juju for them, which is what put me at a man down, because I'm never supposed to do juju or anything like that requires a lot of my energy while we're sick. But I had to strike while the iron was hot. This was planned already, and I had to catch the moon while it was still waning. So I pushed through, did that for her. I still managed to post a few things on this page on my community tab, and signed with the new brokerage today, all while I was man down. Don't fuck with your girl. So here I am. I was really excited to be able to have the energy to come back and do a reading, because I want to look into those Jewish men in those synagogues who were arrested for those underground tunnels in New York. Now, I touched on it. I mentioned it on my community tab to let you guys know that I wanted to read on it, and I do, because I think it ties into a lot of the other things that I've read on in the past. And I don't hear nobody talking about that shit no more, and I don't like it. Excuse me, guys. I'm drinking a tea blend. Of course, it's mine. I make it. Let's see if I can do it this way. I make it. It is called Anxiety. Do not steal it. I will sue. I was selling it under my business, God Body Holistics, around the COVID time. And then when people were not afraid anymore of dying from COVID, nobody cared anymore about holistic healthcare, drinking teas and things like that. Only while the media had y'all scared, had people scared. I won't say y'all. But this is great for stress relief, anxiety. It's good for the nervous system, especially the one in the brain. It's good for boosting your immune system. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's great if you have respiratory problems, but I am drinking it today, obviously, because I want to be fully healed, but also because I tend to be an anxious person. I was diagnosed with PTSD a long time ago when I was a child, honey, because my life was traumatic, which is one of the reasons I smoke weed, and I'm a big advocate of it, because I believe in holistic healing, especially for the nervous system. That's a big thing for me. So this is my anxiety. I would tell you guys what's in it, but I'm not. So we are going to read those Jewish men, and we're just going to get to it. And I'm going to refill the water in my hands so I can smell it. Ooh, ooh, you could tell even my sinuses are raw, because inhaling that, the alcohol base of the Florida water just burned my nostrils. Anyways, all right. Spirit, can you please talk to me about the case in New York where the Jewish men in those various synagogues and anywhere else were, I'm only mixing my cards. I see children. I'm only mixing my cards up and I see children already. Talk to me, Spirit, about those men in those tunnels. First of all, tell me everything. I don't want to ask a specific question because I don't want to be limited to specific answers. Spirit, allow me to see what is going on with that situation. Those men, the tunnels. Hold on, you guys. Sorry, guys. I had an uninvited guest, and I am so annoyed because I was doing my summoning of the spirits, and they interrupted me, and I do not like that shit. But anyways, now I got to start over. Ooh, spirits be hating, boy. It's like they can smell. 6. Stay away while I'm doing my work. All right, Spirit, talk to me about the Jews who were arrested in relation to those underground tunnels. Spirit, allow me to see everything. Allow me to see everything that is hidden and needs to be uncovered for justice sake, for the sake of righteousness, righteous justice. Because something in that shit ain't clean. It's not justified. I know what it's for. I smell it. But Spirit, let's see it in the cards. Please allow nothing to be hidden from me. No matter what device, no matter what ritual or spell, no matter what manipulation, allow me to see the truth surrounding those Jewish men, their temples, their arrests, and the underground tunnels that they were arrested for. Now, I saw somewhere online, because I didn't read any articles about it, I was sick, but I saw some articles that said there were like children's beds found in there. Now, first of all, y'all know why it would be a children's bed, a child's bed in an underground tunnel. Y'all know exactly why. Some of those tunnels, I think they said, were leading to homes. So if you have watched all my videos, as some of my subscribers have, then you know that I've mentioned trafficking since 2019, 2020, maybe 2020. I've been talking about trafficking in my readings. So I'm very well familiar with the energy of it, and that energy is prevalent. Let's see. Present energy, a present position. 9 of Wands in reverse. These men got caught. We know that, but that's their present energy. I wonder though if they're all still in jail. And this card, the energy that I feel, it kind of gives me this. There's so much fear on here because nobody arrests the Jews. I've never heard of them being arrested en masse. And they know what these tunnels are used for. They know that they should have been protected. So the fear is about why they were even arrested in the first place. All of them. All of these wands. Now, wands are fiery. They're passionate. They're also business oriented. So me thinks that these men, since they're not cups, spiritual, religious, they're wands, that these men were conducting business in these tunnels, with these tunnels, in relation to these tunnels. The business has a lot to do with SCX, allegedly, and other enterprises, allegedly. Challenging them, the High Priestess in reverse. Interesting, because the Torah is the book that the High Priestess is holding. But the High Priestess is not only in reversed, but it's also in their challenging position. This is nasty work. Nasty, 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 nasty work. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on again. All right. So, I'm sorry, y'all. It's my first day back on the job, so y'all gotta work with me. So, the High Priestess is challenging them, and that card is so loaded. Because for one, why is it in reverse? 2, why is it in their challenging position? These are men, holders of the Torah, holders of the secrets, because I am very familiar with Jewish customs, Jewish religions, Jewish mysticism. One of my paths is Solomonic magic, Solomonic ceremonies. So I'm very familiar with their spirituality and the spirituality that is kept secret and hidden. This smells like what I'm seeing with the 9 of Wands in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse challenging them. These men do not expect to be persecuted for things that it is known that they do. Not only known, but established. It's challenging them because there's a lot to be revealed behind the veil of those synagogues, the businesses, and the people themselves, the Jewish people themselves. If I have any Jewish, any Ashkenazi or whatever other kind of Jews on my channel, if you were here, you probably left after my Israel video or my Benjamin Netanyahu video. I'm going to tell you, I don't hate you as a human being. There's no hate in my heart. But you are on the wrong team. The wrong team. And I'm trying to be PC here, but I'm not the PC kind of bitch. I was reading today. I read all kinds of very interesting, strange things. People would be like, why would you read that? The Balfour Declaration. Because I was reading about the airstrikes on Yemen. And I followed a rabbit hole that led me to the declaration that the UK signed, sealed, and delivered in support of the Jews, of the Jewish people, going into the old Ottoman Empire and taking that place as their national home. And they said that certain civil rights and religious rights would be preserved, but they never said anything about certain other rights, human rights and things like that, that the Palestinians would still have once they came over there. There were loopholes in the wording, things that they promised, things that they didn't promise. However, I ended up there, and it started out with Dear Lord Rothschild. Now, why would the UK sign a declaration back in the early 1900s supporting a Jewish people invading a land and making it their national home, but head the letter as Dear Lord Rothschild? This sounded more like a business transaction between a family and a country. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Rothschilds, but if not, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. Do your research. However, methinks that this is in the crossing position without me having to go all the way down that rabbit hole. It's because y'all, I'm looking for a way to do this reading and not alienate my Jewish subscribers and not step on YouTube's toes. The challenge is why they even exist as a, is it ethnicity, as a race? I'm not sure what the difference is between those. I don't, as a people group, why they exist. Their business here in the US, our relationship with Zionist Jews in the US. They're afraid, and not just afraid, but it's more like a, what the F is going on here? Are we about to be exposed? How are we being exposed? Why are we being exposed? Because it's like, this is our nation. The U.S. is our nation. So who is behind this? Is what those men who are locked up right now want to know. Who is behind this? Because the audacity to come for us in this nation. But there's a bigger story and picture at play here. And I'm going to chop away at it gradually. Recent past, someone gave them up. Remember in talking about the flight log, I mentioned somebody was going to talk to protect themselves and their interests. They were going to give away certain people to protect certain bigger fish. Officially switched their license over. Kayla will be reaching out for onboarding. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, that's the message I just got. I'm officially with Gold Street Realty. Anyways, somebody snitched on them. Someone snitched on them, though, to someone who is not, somebody snitched on them to the right people. Because there is absolutely a war going on behind the scenes right now with people in power. And this is power that goes beyond our government, our politicians, the circus leaders, the ringleaders. No, 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 no. No, no, baby. No, baby. This is big business that is not going to completely spill out in the media in one story. This is stuff that we will have to pay attention to and follow very, very, very fine, small breadcrumbs in order to see the larger picture. In my last reading, I said that it was meant to not look like certain entities are not working together. Government, police force, social services, when they are, someone is still coming for the shadow government. There is war. And Pluto, I think, is now in Aquarius, has now crossed over or will in 3 or 4 days. The system is good as done. The system is good as done. And for the next 20 or so years, we will just continue to see a continuation of the dismantling of the system consistently. The next decades of our lives will be just like the ending of 2023 was and the beginning of 2024. Children. And now they're in reverse, because this is the card that I flipped when I was just shuffling my cards, y'all, and I said I see the children. Here they are. In the near future, those tunnels, I believe, those specific tunnels will be destroyed. Evidence in them will be destroyed. They will no longer be in use. Those trade routes, and I say that because that's exactly what they are. Those trade routes cannot be used anymore. Now, part of me feels like this isn't just getting justice and doing the right thing. This is almost like a show. It feels like a show. Shutting down one place of operation in order to shift to another one. Shifting power, shifting locations, shifting leaders, because it's almost like the old guard was messy, and that's how we got here. So the old guard has to go, and we need to send in people who know what they're doing so that we don't continue to get caught. I'm sorry, but I hear, how did you guys let Trump expose us? So the old guard has to go, and a new guard will step in, new and improved. These old trade routes for children, big ones, small ones. This is also my social services card. So I believe that, I'm sorry to say this, allegedly, social services is in on this. I don't know where those tunnels lead to, but if they lead to homes in underprivileged neighborhoods riddled with crime, missing people, crimes that never go unsolved, no, I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm struggling with this because I need to say it, but I'm trying to preserve my spot on YouTube, you guys. But I see specific handoffs between social service workers and these entities. I see handoffs. I see children being taken home from Department of Children and Family employees and given to these people. Given to these people to smuggle, traffic. A choice had to be made, as above. Like I said, the old guard had to go so that a new guard could step in. Because how did you guys let President Trump, because he's a Gemini and these are swords, clock our operations and expose us the way he did? Because it was Trump and the people that supported him going against the Zionist Jews, because that is who Trump has been going against, the Zionist Jews. Trump may not be the best character person. I know you guys don't like me talking about him, but if I talk about trafficking, flight lists, and all of this stuff, I always have to bring up Trump, because he's responsible for you guys even knowing about the flight list. That was Trump and his administration, and I won't say that was all his genius. What I'm saying is, he and his supporters, the people who supported him financially, supported him into getting into office, they also do not want America. His whole thing, make America great again, it had nothing to do with slavery. The Zionist media put that on you guys. They put that out there consistently until it became a thing, until you started repeating it. He meant make America not owned by Zionist Jews again, which is why Operation Drain the Swamp, which is why the border, they were smuggling children out of the border too, from where he was trying to build that wall. And the wall may not have been meant to actually function, but it was an excuse to get into their trade routes and expose them. And I don't judge people. I'm not judgmental. So I don't care about people's personal opinions about President Trump, and I'm not rallying him. What I'm saying is, I support the ending of sex trafficking. I support the ending of black market industries. I support the abolishment of slavery of mankind. And I'm not saying that that was President Trump's mission, but he was absolutely trying to get the Zionist Jews' grip off of the Americas so that we don't do their bidding anymore, which is why they, and I mean they, because the media was the #1 tool used to convince you guys that Trump was waging war against black people. You want to know who waged war against black people? Because I remember when police brutality, starting with Trayvon Martin, escalated like we've never seen it before. Once Trayvon Martin happened, we started seeing it back to back. That was under one person's administration, and it wasn't Trump's. And all we got was playlists and eloquent speeches, photo shoots with celebrities, things like that. Y'all, I have to be 100. I fully support the abolishment of slavery, especially the slavery of children. Children who are going to be enslaved, some, most, sacrificed, some, most, sexually abused, some, most, killed, some, most. As above, old guard had to go, which is why these men are sitting here like, what the fuck? Who turned us in? But little do they know, they were snitched on, because they're the old guard. They couldn't keep Trump in line. Methinks that someone from Israel, and if they're not from Israel, they're in America, but they are an ambassador in America to Israel to make sure that we stay in line here in America. They're the ones who made the decision to haul them in so that they can, I actually get someone new flying in straight from Israel, a fixer, coming in and cleaning house. That's what I see. So below, devious, having the high priestess in reverse, sitting on top of the devil, devilish secrets being kept by these Jews. Boaz, Joachim, the Torah. This is an Abrahamic religion card. Wisdom, knowledge, secrets. The devil, I never really need to explain the devil too much. Y'all know what it is. Current actions, they are, see, this is always, my plans are not known. I got this with the Pope, when I read him the other day, Monday. My secrets, my plans are not outward. My plans, my true purpose and plans are being carried out, not publicly. There is a reason for these men being locked up. I just told you what it is, but we won't get the full story why, which is why we heard about their arrest. But this should be mainstream topics every day, all day, and it's not. Why? Why? Ask yourself, why Jews in America and their temples and synagogues being attached to underground tunnels in New York City is not being talked about more. In the external energy position, the Lovers reverse. Now, this card actually makes me think of the media. This is the card 6. 6 is a balance card. 3, 3. Media, medium. This is all about duality, partnerships, polarity, communication. The media, medium. The media is purposely not covering this. Now, if I had not pulled the High Priestess in reverse already for the challenging position, I would have absolutely pulled it instead of this card, because the energy that they're giving me are the same. Silence. Although this is secret dealings, this is not communicating about it. The Lovers isn't always about love and romance and sex. It can also be about harmonious communications. I get, because the Zionist Jews rule the media, they will not discuss that specific topic in mass. Hopes and fears is that the people are thrown off. Is that the people are distracted, thrown off. Whatever the opposing side that is fighting the Zionist Jews wanted to come out of this, the Zionist Jews hope that by allowing these priests and these tunnels to be found publicly, and for those priests to be paraded on camera as if they were being arrested, which I do not think that they are in jail today. And not because they bonded out. I don't think that they were ever supposed to stay in there. I think it was supposed to look like we had done something about something, to throw people off so that they don't continue looking into places that they don't want us to look into. Final outcome, the Judgment in reversed. These men, I'd be surprised if they see their day in court. If they do, they will be punished. However, this doesn't make me feel like that. This makes me feel like I don't know why this gives me distraction, but for the most part, because of this flag, that makes me think of a British guard or something like that, a guard. I think that this is the declaration on the old guard, that they have to go. Whoever was running the show allowed President Trump, here's my Gemini card, to expose them. It's almost like they lost control of the U.S. operations. And so one of the big dogs from Israel had to come in and clean house. There is a lot of cleaning house going on all over the place. In Hollywood and politics, the system is being dismantled. There's so much I want to say about this. This video could be an hour and a half long, because I'm not here to play around and just give you guys the tea. I have come back with a renewed mind and purpose and a renewed heart for delivering the messages that I'm going to choose to deliver on my platform this year. Now that I have your attention, after doing those frivolous celebrity readings, and I'm still going to continue to do one, I'm going to read Janet Jackson after I do this. However, now that I have your attention, let me speak life into you. Let me tell you what the spirits are trying to tell you that you can't hear, but I can hear very well. Let me pour life into you while the media uses every tactic possible to speak death and decay and slavery, stagnancy, bondage, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. Let me help break those chains off of you, because around here, beyond the veil, we heal, we evolve. I speak for the heavens. You, my busted babies, are my busted babies because you are God's busted babies. Okay? And so I was put here to speak life into you and to love you in spirit and in truth. So let's get started. I ain't gonna break all of this down because I want to look into the High Priestess in reverse. Y'all, I don't need the cards for this. I really don't even need to clarify anything because I just told you guys what it was. But I want to pull some more out of here. Please, you guys, unplug this year. Unplug. Don't spend so much time. If you watch the news, please, 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 please don't this year. You don't need the news for anything that you need to know this year. The only thing you need to know is what Spirit is trying to tell you, not what the media and the news is trying to tell you. I promise, if you don't watch the news as much as you did before last year, you won't miss anything that would have threatened your life. Every time you decide that you want to watch the news, and I'm not saying don't watch it at all, even though I kind of am. Meditate instead. Increase meditation this year, because you are going to need to sharpen, enhance your signal, your crown, your antennas to Spirit this year in order to protect yourself. They are gunning for your energy to keep themselves in power and keep it out of your hands. The gaslighting these celebrities are doing, it's because Hollywood is dismantling. The stars are falling from the sky. And being famous, being a celebrity, that comes with an inherited bit of narcissism. You have to be a narcissist to be a celebrity, to be a successful celebrity. And I promise you, none of them who are telling you to stay out of their business really want you to stay out of your business. This is high-level magic that they're doing. Manipulation. Ain't got nothing to do with lighting candles on your ass, even though they're doing that too. That's slight work. That's slight work. They're chanting over skulls. They're chanting over skulls. that represent you, me too. Unfortunately, they are chanting over skulls that represent the collective. I done start popping my nails off. Don't come for me. Don't come for me, because I'm in red. I got an Aries moon. I got my energy back. We can tussle, baby. We can tussle. I'll pop these off too. That is high level magic. They are speaking into skulls, speaking confusion into your minds, worship of them into your minds, bondage into your minds and spirits, so that even when they say, this is what I'm doing, and then you say, oh, that's what you're doing, and they say, mind your motherfucking business, and you say, yes ma'am, yes sir, that's why. You got juju on you. And nobody likes to believe that they've been juju, but how would you know? I'm a spiritual practitioner, and I am telling you that they are doing juju on you. Now you know. Now you know. You got juju on you. Now you know. Cleanse yourself. Mind, body, and spirit. Unplug. Unplug. Please, I implore you. Because if you're subscribed to my channel, then I'd like to think, not just I'd like to think, I know that you are special, not to me, not just to me, but to the divine. Because I'm not for everybody. I've never been everybody's cup of tea. My platform ain't as big as someone who does love readings all the time. My platform isn't as big as someone who does love candles and bring in love, bring in money, hex your enemies. Fuck that. Y'all got bigger things to worry about. What about your soul? What about the truth? What about your soul? That's what I care about. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. But if you're here, and the 381 of you who are here, I thank God for you every day, because you represent 381 people that get it, that want to evolve spiritually, that follow me in my readings, because you're not just entertained. If you subscribe, you can watch a video that you like, but to subscribe, you gotta like what I'm throwing at you. You gotta like what I got going on here. I fucks with y'all because of that. Because not everybody can handle truth. Which is why it's easier to digest organized religion than it is to digest spirituality. Because organized religion these days will tell you all you got to do is pray, repent, and boom. All you got to do is pray, repent, boom. Dunk yourself in some water, and you good to go. Takes all the accountability away from you. That is not the true way of evolving your soul. You will find yourself being reborn into the same circumstances over and over again, because in this day of information, knowledge, truth, and spirituality, the middlemen are being cut out. The people who are telling you that this is the way to God, and let us be the ones to tell you how to get to Him, not you. They're being thrown out, and they're fighting for their power. That is control, honey. The High Priestess reverse. I fucked with y'all, with my subscribers though, because if y'all can handle it, if y'all can handle the truth, then you can handle God. You guys are true seekers of God. Because I'm not here to perform for you. I care about you, which is why I'm still doing this message despite me not wanting to do it, because I like doing these videos on YouTube, and I don't like when YouTube doesn't promote my page and promote my videos and recommend them. I don't want to get shadow banned because I would like for more people to hear the sound of my voice. However, I got 381 of y'all who do, and I believe that the seeds that I've been planting, the seeds that God has been planting through me, have found themselves on fertile ground. Sometimes I feel like all hope is lost for humanity. When I look on the blogs and I'm in the comments and I see the things, it breaks my heart, because all I see when I look at humanity is dead, the walking dead. And I look at y'all and I see life. I see plants, roses growing from concrete. I see seedlings sprouting beans and fruit, and they're green and they're fresh and they're ripe and they're healthy. That's what I see in you guys, coming out from the soil of darkness and decay and looking up to the light of the sun, to God, where we get our nourishment from. But it's so much, I don't know why I'm so emotional, but it's so much death. When I look at people, I look at people and I see dead people walking. I see dead men walking when I'm in the comments on the blogs. I see death. High Priestess reversed. You know who they prefer in New York in those synagogues? They have a special type that they traffic in those synagogues in New York. Black children. How many? I see black women's children that end up in the system. It's why they're situated in the communities that they are. That's why they're in New York. That's why those tunnels are going to the hood. I need y'all to do better with yourselves so that you stop being ignorant. Stop having babies that you can't take care of and then letting the system get their hands on them, because you don't know what happened to these kids. They are taking your babies. They are taking your babies. I'm looking into the High Priestess reverse, challenging them. They are taking, this is usually my foreign woman card, and for them, this is my black woman card. In this context, they are taking your babies, Keisha, Shaniqua, Tanya, Vaughn, Inez, and Alicia. They're not smuggling Jewish children in these tunnels that I'm speaking of with those rabbis. I'm sure they take those other places, but in this case, they are taking underprivileged children, some of whom are given to the social system. to the service, to the services. Some are taken, and they're never thought of anymore after that. Never seen, never heard. They just get lost in the system. And even for the ones who lost their kids to the system or other ways, their cries aren't being heard. They're being forgotten, and they're having to just find ways to move on without getting the justice for their missing children, for the ones who didn't necessarily give their children away or expected them to come home. They've given up. Giving up hope is what I get. Oh, God. Who spoke out? Who snitched on y'all? Recent past. There's a lot. Like I said, there's a war going on behind the scenes. That looks like a war to y'all. That looks like a fight to y'all. Various people's positions, opinions, businesses. The black market businesses are fighting behind the scene as power is being restructured. So yes, someone did give them up. Someone from their opposing side. And there was selfish gain behind giving them up. There was greed, selfish gain. I thought that this was a cleanup effort, and that actually might be so, but this is somebody from the other side. I don't know if Trump is involved, but hypothetically speaking, because Trump kicked this war off. He did. Him and his supporters. They kicked this war off. It ain't always about justice and doing the right thing. It's always about business and money. But there's an opposing side. Like I said, I don't think that Trump was in a good rapport with the black market fellows that he used to be. I don't think Trump ever liked dealing with Zionist Jews, because Trump is a white power. And even if he's not racist, I actually, I don't know if I pick up, I hate black people, rather than most of them just feel like they're your people. Your people. Your people. But you're your own worst enemy. They don't have to be most of the time. Trump doesn't see himself as an enemy to black people. He sees himself as he does dislike Zionist Jews. That's who he's racist against. But him and those like him storming the Capitol, it has nothing to do about white supremacy, you guys. They are fighting for the good old days when America used to be, their forefathers were the ones running the show, doing square biz. Somewhere along the line, Zionist Jews came and infiltrated our entire government on down and kicked the descendants of the forefathers of America out. That's who the war is with. We're not doing biz with Zionist Jews anymore. America is ours, is what they feel like. The war is between the Zionist Jews and the patriots. Okay? They don't want to have to do business on the Jews' turn. Don't let the media that's run by the Jews make you think that everything... See, whenever they get caught up in some stuff, they always project it onto the black community. Trump trying to kill y'all. Trump don't like y'all. Trump don't like y'all. Trump doesn't like y'all. But since they run the media, and the media is a tool, witchcraft, because it's a tool of manipulation. Let us heal from our trauma of our history in the U.S. and take the power back. We are not their slaves anymore if we don't allow ourselves to be slaves anymore. They can't keep telling me that these people, stupid flying roach, not anymore. Y'all, my aim is A1. Never fight me. Never get out and go in a shootout with me. Anyways, let us heal from that collective generational trauma of slavery and our existence in America. The various tools of the media will always perpetuate that we are still in that same state, but we are not. It's a new day. Can't you feel a brand new day? Can't you feel a brand new day? Everybody get up and something. Y'all go watch The Wiz, the end of it, or at least listen to the soundtrack. Brand new day. Nobody can tell me those things about myself. Nobody can tell me that I'm a low slave. Because you know what I'm going to tell them? Prove it. Prove to me that you could subdue me. Prove it. I dare you. Why y'all let them make y'all feel like everybody is still out to hate you? Because even if they were, so what? Aren't you bigger, badder, and stronger? The way we fight each other and tear each other through the streets, dragging each other. Why y'all don't do that to them? When they tell you how low you are. When they tell you that, you know, perpetuating the racist stereotypes online. I'm telling you guys, the people in power are not studying black people. Because mentally, we are destroyed. There ain't nobody studying us like that. The war is about Zionist Jews and the ones who do not want to be overrun by them. The Zionist Jews, though, who run the media and are the ones who are being attacked and always have been kicked out of every country, probably for the same reason. They're going to turn it around and say, all right, project that shit on the blacks. Tell the black people that they don't like them. Roll some beautiful being footage of a racist such and such and such. And then we get so caught in arms, but meanwhile, the government is really fighting them. But they don't want you to know that. Because the minute you do, the minute you realize, wait a minute, so we don't have to be the victim anymore. And whether people like us or not, they're more concerned with a bigger threat. We are not powerful enough collectively to be a threat. But you know who is? Do better. I've seen too many young girls popping they little twats to Sexy Red in the past few days online. And I've seen too many people in the comments thinking it's cute. Just to see y'all kids end up in the system and end up in tunnels. Pathetic. I'm talking to the women because I'm a woman. Whew. I might not do Janet tonight because this is way longer than expected. Let me look at the children. Look at these mothers. All the missing children and their mothers, their families who never got peace. After they were taken, who feel like they should have never allowed their children to go into services. This is President Trump. Gemini, near future. President Trump is still on their necks. We will see more. We will see more about. We will see more. President Trump, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, male, in power. I don't know if he's going to come out. Actually, it doesn't have to be President Trump. I say him all the time because I know that he's behind this war. It can be another politician. Politicians fall under air signs. In the near future, they will continue actively exposing tried and true, very old and active trade routes for trafficking children. Whether we know that that's what we're looking at, follow the breadcrumbs, because there will be more exposés about trafficking, specifically the trafficking of children, coming out in the future. If we let me look into this Lovers in Reverse, because I swear that's the media. Abso-fucking-lutely. The star card is all about celebrity, entertainment, TV, the glamorous, ooh, the foxy. I said that this was the media, didn't I? And they weren't discussing it for a reason. But you know what they are discussing? Celebrity shit. I told y'all that more people were going to come out and make the Cat Williams situation a thing and drag it out as long as they can, because they're being told to do so by massa. So that we don't look, we're so concerned about our favorite celebs that we don't look into these other two cups behind us and dig around, because there is more to be gained. Look at these pentacles, the Star of David. There is more to dig into if we were paying attention to those tunnels, but we aren't. We got a little tea here with the story even being put out there. If we focused, continue to follow the Star of David, we would get the tea about why the media isn't discussing it. But you know what we're too busy doing? Talking about celebrity shit. Final outcome with this Judgment in Reverse, because I'm over this. I remember one of the first rings I did on my channel. I don't remember her name, so I'm not going to say it, because I feel like I've disrespected enough spirits and people by mispronouncing their names. But it's the first reading I did on a public case that had come out. This case, that reading that I did, put me in hot water with the Buffalo police. Allegedly, I began to get threatening emails, threatening comments on my YouTube. They were emailing me, harassing me. They had found my Facebook. And I know it was a Buffalo PD because when I looked into those pages, like some of the ones that were harassing me on my YouTube, I would go to the user's page and they might have a few things on there, but the page would be new, and somewhere on there would be a picture of Blue Lives Matter. And my friend at the time, I was sending her screenshots and all of the emails, and I told her if something happens to me, because I did a reading and someone told me, actually a friend of mine in New York asked me to read on that case because they knew the girl's parents personally. So I did the reading, and then I told him what I found, and he said, you should turn over that information to the police. And so I called Buffalo PD and I told them, I said, I see this girl. I asked them if they had a body of water, a fountain or something on their campus. I said, I see a body of water, a lake, a pond, a fountain, something. Well, the last sighting of this girl, this black girl who was in her first year of college at Buffalo State, I believe, She went missing in Niagara Falls. They tried to say that they assume and they believe that she killed herself by throwing herself into Niagara Falls because of some situation with her boyfriend. That is not what I saw. I saw a trade route somewhere from Niagara Falls between Buffalo leading into Canada. I've been to Buffalo, New York before. I stayed there for 48 hours on my way to Canada when I was like 10, 12. So don't tell me that it's not possible to believe that they would be smuggling people from Buffalo to Canada, from Canada to somewhere else. This is the card I got when they got away with it. When they did a press conference, the leader of the police force got up on his podium and declared that it was a suicide and all this other stuff. This is the card I got when I said that was the person doing the press conference. Now, I absolutely see a cover-up, because in spirit and in truth, they're taking underprivileged kids from the boroughs in New York. Pentacles, Star of David. These poor people outside the temple, outside the synagogue. Children in poverty. Single mothers. There's no father in this card. Single mothers, too destitute, too poor, too concerned with survival to even look back at this child. That's all I got for this reading, you guys. Goodbye.